Hey, Matt here for Mind, Move, Manifest, and I want to talk about decision today and using decision to set yourself free. But before we do that, I want you to understand that we have some thoughts and feelings about decision that are based on untruths, things that aren't really true. And if you look back and you think, when did I go to decision school or who taught me how to make a decision, you can kind of find that nobody really taught you to do that. It's just something that we learn to do by default. And what we do is we end up weighing the options or weighing the odds. But here's the thing, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing right now, if you want to go outside of a room or go from one place to another, let's say that that's a goal for you. What are the different ways that you can get there? And I'm showing you this for a reason so that you understand that what really is possible out there and what's going on in the world. You can do the thing that you want to do, literally from me walking from this room to that room, in an infinite amount of ways. Infinite possibilities are out there for us, and that's what I mean to show you here. So if you say, I'm going to exit this room right now, and you go, okay, well, what are the ways that I can do that? I can go from here to there. Well, that's just one way. You can hop on one leg and you can run backwards. You can run around that room 3 times and then go, or you can run around that room 10 times and go. Now you get it. Now you see that you just opened your mind up and you see that, wow, the ways that I can get out of this room is actually infinite. Forget about exiting through the door, add in the window over here, and it's infinite the ways that you can do that too. So that's really the truth about the base of understanding of what decision is. Everything exists already as a possibility. That's the truth. It's a frequency that's actually out there in the world and showing up. So when you decide to do something, you actually get emotionally involved with the way to do it. You see yourself being successful doing it, and then you take action based on that. Now, when we say that we want to go out there and do something that's really something we've never done before, we don't have any information of how to do that. But it doesn't mean that the way to do that is not there, and the way for you to do it is not there. So what I want to show you is I want to show you a bunch of lines here, just straight lines here, and I'm drawing just several of them, but I want you to imagine that these lines represent the frequencies of the possibilities that are out there. These lines are actually infinite. The frequencies, as we've just covered, are infinite for what can happen for you. But you operate based on frequencies that you're sending out, a vibration that you're sending out, that's not something that you're actually choosing. It's something that's been programmed into you, into your subconscious, in the form of what we call a belief. A belief isn't something that you're saying, okay, that I choose every day to believe that. A belief is along the lines of, when I need to walk over here, I believe that I can do it. I don't stop and think like I need to put one step in front of the other. I just believe that I need to go over there, and I believe that that's possible for me. You don't stop and think about it, because walking for you is a habit. We have an enormous amount of habits, and in those habits are beliefs of what is possible for us. So those beliefs dictate where you're at right now, right down here. You're believing on a frequency that's showing up in your life in a particular way that gives you results in health, relationships, money, whatever it is that you're experiencing in your life is coming from that programming and that belief, that vibration. And it's causing you to stay right there. It makes sure that you're staying there, so much so strongly, that we've proven that you can actually take somebody from their existing environment, whether it's they're in a relationship, and sometimes relationships aren't good. If it's an abusive relationship, you've seen that a person can be removed from that relationship, and the person who has the belief that that's possible for them, that that's what's really for them, can actually replace that person with another person exactly like the other person. The other way of it is we can take you out of your existing environment and stick you on the other side of the world, and you will reproduce all of your life, all the way down to your health, the type of friends that you have, the problems that you have, and the money that you earn exactly the same. That's how strong that belief actually is and what it does for us. So, decision to freedom. How do we do it? We say, I've always wanted to do this. Whatever that thing is for you, and it's not happened for you, maybe you haven't pursued it for whatever reasons that might be, there's a belief inside of you that that's not going to be possible, or a belief inside of you that says, you know what, that's going to be really hard and challenging. You're making all of those rules and you're letting them get in the way. And this is how we use decision to freedom. You need to let all that stuff go. Just abandon it and understand this is the new way for making the decision. When you decide what you want, it's going to be on a different frequency. It's going to be up here. You're not going to know how to do it. If you knew how to do it and you really wanted to do it, you would just be doing it. So accept that you don't know how to do it, and that's awesome. That's wonderful, because you're going to grow into the person who does that along the way. Now, this is the trick for using decision, how to free yourself and get on the path now. How do you create the steps for making this show up for you? You change two things, and you say, you're no longer going to be in this space of, I'm not sure, am I going to do that? I'm not really sure if that's going to work for me, or you're going to let all that stuff go, and you're going to change from am I to I am. I am doing this. No matter what, this is it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen in my life. And by doing that is how you dial the frequency of that goal. Now, all you do, your only job in this point, once you make the decision to do this, is to see yourself here, feeling what it feels like to have that already. That's your only job. That's the only work, for us to do. When we do that, our inspired actions begin to show up all along the way. You don't know when these things are going to show up. You don't know how they're going to show up. You might be in the shower. You might be talking to somebody. But by doing that, what we talked about, by seeing that and feeling that goal, you begin to change your habitual vibration. And what do we call that? We call that belief. By changing that belief, you begin to experience your world in a different way so that these answers begin to show up. And then you take action. You take action on that inspired whatever thought, feeling that came to you, and you get feedback from what you did from that, and you course correct as you go. And now you see that whichever way the frequencies are to line up for you are going to line up, because that possibility, as we started all of this, is a possibility for you. It exists already now. You're going to receive it by being able to feel like you have it already. So this is Matt from Mind, Move, Manifest, and this is how to use decision to free yourself from all that stuff that's holding back. You only need change two things. You change your am I to I am, and then you start taking your actions when they show up. I hope this information serves you well. I hope this sets you on a path of freedom. I hope you start taking action toward what it is you want today. And if this information does find you well, and you know somebody that it's going to change their life too, please share this information. Turn on the notifications, hit the like and subscribe, and make sure that you never miss an opportunity to take this wonderful information and live the life that you were really meant to live.